6. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that's not just causing a stir on screen, but is shaking the very core of the General Hospital family both in the storyline and behind the scenes. A wave of character deaths, backstage discontent, and multiple high-profile exits from the cast is sending a clear signal. Something is changing in Port Charles, and not all of it is for the better. For the past 2 years, fans of General Hospital have witnessed a dramatic increase in main character deaths. One by one, beloved characters have been written off the canvas, some in shocking murders, others in sudden off-screen disappearances. While soaps are no strangers to dramatic exits, the frequency and emotional toll of these recent departures have crossed a line for many loyal viewers. More troubling is that this trend isn't just upsetting fans, it's also shaking the confidence of the show's own actors. In recent weeks, reports have emerged confirming that 4 key cast members are preparing to leave the series, either by their own choice or due to creative direction changes. The actors are Sophia Matson, who plays Sasha Gilmore; Brook Kerr, who plays Dr. Portia Robinson; Jens Austin Ostrop, who portrays the mysterious Kai Taylor; Adrian Anchondo, who recently joined the show as Marco. Each of these actors has contributed significantly to major ongoing storylines, and their potential departures mark a turning point that many fans feel could diminish the emotional depth and character continuity the show has built for decades. Let's break down what's happening on screen, off screen, and what this means for the future of General Hospital. Rising character deaths and audience backlash. Since 2022, General Hospital has dramatically increased the number of major character exits through on-screen deaths, often sudden and rarely justified by long-term narrative planning. While high-stakes drama is essential for soap storytelling, the sheer volume and shock value of these deaths have left audiences more alienated than thrilled. These deaths include the loss of iconic characters, longtime favorites, and newer leads who were just starting to make an impact. As a result, fans have taken to social media to express frustration, anger, and heartbreak over what many view as senseless plot devices rather than meaningful arcs. The show's leadership has faced mounting criticism that the balance between drama and character investment has tipped too far. Many viewers feel the current trend has become predictable, and worse, it's eroding trust in the storytelling. For a soap built on decades of character development, these rapid losses have been a blow to the show's core identity. Actors begin to exit voluntarily and silently. The ripple effects are now hitting the cast itself. According to multiple industry insiders, 4 actors have decided to step away from the show, citing different reasons but all stemming from one underlying issue: a feeling that General Hospital no longer offers the long-term creative or professional stability they once counted on. Sophia Matson, Sasha Gilmore. Sasha's journey from modeling star to grieving widow to a woman battling mental health and corporate sabotage has been one of GH's most dramatic storylines in recent years. Sophia Matson delivered raw, heartbreaking performances that earned her praise from fans and critics alike. However, the actress has reportedly become frustrated with the creative direction of her character. Rumors suggest she felt Sasha's arcs were becoming repetitive and lacked depth. She's also reportedly seeking new opportunities outside the soap world, particularly in film and streaming projects. Brook Kerr, Portia Robinson. Brook Kerr's role as Dr. Portia Robinson brought strength, grace, and layers to GH's medical and family storylines. But behind the scenes, Kerr is said to have grown uneasy with the overall tone of the show, especially the violent direction it has taken. Her desire to pursue new television roles, possibly in primetime dramas, has prompted her decision to exit gracefully. Portia's departure is expected to be written in as a medical leave or transfer rather than another fatal send-off. Jens Austin Ostrop, Kai Taylor. Jens Ostrop's portrayal of Kai Taylor brought mystery and intrigue to Port Charles. A relatively new addition to the cast, Kai was being developed as a wildcard character connected to several powerful families. However, Ostrop reportedly expressed concerns that Kai's future had become uncertain, especially after multiple rewrites of upcoming plots. Rather than wait for a possible demise on screen, Astrap has opted to move on, aiming to focus on indie film and theater projects where he can have more creative input. Adrian and Shondo Marco. A rising fan favorite, Ankondo's role as Marco was expected to build toward a major storyline, but sources say that his contract was never extended beyond his initial run. Disappointed by the lack of commitment to his character, Shondo is now seeking other opportunities in television. Executive response: Frank Valentini speaks out. In a rare public comment, executive producer Frank Valentini acknowledged the tension, revealing that he is disappointed by the recent wave of actor departures and the perception that General Hospital is losing its magic. "We're in a period of transition," Valentini said. "Yes, we've lost some cast members, and yes, the storylines have become more dangerous and unpredictable. That's a reflection of the times and the tone we set. But we remain committed to honoring the core of GH character, heart, and long-running drama. I only hope our audience will stay with us." Valentini admitted that some character deaths were driven by real-world challenges, such as actor availability, contract disputes, and most tragically health. Two major on-screen deaths ahead: Robert and Monica. Tragically, two legendary characters are also being written off in the coming weeks, not by choice, but because real-life circumstances have made it necessary. Robert Scorpio, played by Tristan Rogers. Tristan Rogers, an enduring GH icon, has been quietly battling cancer. Though Rogers has tried to stay on set when possible, recent reports confirm that he can no longer continue filming at the same pace. The decision was made to write off Robert's character in a heroic farewell arc, with scenes already filmed before Rogers stepped away. Fans can expect an emotional send-off one that honors Robert's decades-long role as a spy, father, and friend. His death will send shockwaves through the WSB storyline and leave Anna Devane and Max Scorpio reeling. Monica Quartermain, played by Leslie Charlson. In a heartbreaking real-life development, Leslie Charlson, who portrayed Monica Quartermain for over 40 years, has passed away. Her death has left a profound void in the GH family. As a result, the writers have planned a tribute episode that will see Monica die off-screen. The entire Quartermain family will come together to honor her memory, with flashbacks, emotional speeches, and a funeral that brings together generations of GH characters. This episode is being treated as a milestone in the series, both as a farewell to an icon and as a chance to reconnect the cast and audience around a shared moment of loss. What happens next? As General Hospital moves into this new chapter, questions remain. Will the show return to character-driven storytelling, or will the shock value era continue? Can GH retain its veteran cast and rebuild audience trust? Will the loss of so many key players result in a creative reset, or will ratings suffer further? What's certain is that change is here and not everyone is happy about it. Next, we will uncover the thrilling twists awaiting in Port Charles from July 28 to August 1, 2025, with Willow Tate's wedding drama taking center stage amid a whirlwind of secrets and surprises. In the glittering yet treacherous landscape of Port Charles weddings, where vows can turn into vendettas faster than a summer storm rolls in over the docks, Willow Tate stands at a crossroads that could redefine her chaotic existence. As the spoilers tease, Willow glides down the aisle in a stunning gown, perhaps one adorned with intricate lace echoing her tangled emotions. But the real question lingers like suspenseful music in the background. Will she seal her fate with Drew Kane or shatter his dreams right at the altar? Inventing a fresh layer of intrigue, imagine Willow clutching a hidden locket containing a photo of her children, Wally and Amelia. As a silent reminder of the betrayals that led her Hera betrayals, she now pins squarely on Nina Reeves for concealing her steamy history with Drew. Yet deep down, Willow's inner turmoil stems from her own reckless choices, embarking on a forbidden affair with her husband's uncle and prioritizing that passion over her own flesh and blood. Even as family court battles loomed like dark clouds. This self-inflicted mess has left her world in ruins, with fractured relationships scattered like broken glass in the Quartermain estate, forcing her to confront whether revenge is her next move or if redemption is still within reach. Building on this high-stakes bridal march, The ceremony unfolds with Drew beaming at the altar, his eyes sparkling with anticipation in the sunlit chapel overlooking the harbor. Oblivious to the storm brewing in Willow's heart, spoilers hint at a pivotal decision. Does she exchange rings and embark on a path of twisted retribution, turning their marriage into a calculated nightmare where every shared moment becomes a subtle jab at Drew's infidelities? Picture Willow plotting late-night schemes, perhaps enlisting anonymous allies to leak embarrassing details of Drew's past to the Port Charles press, all under the guise of wedded bliss. Alternatively, she might halt the proceedings mid-vow, her voice echoing through the pews as she exposes his affair with Nina in front of shocked guests, including distant relatives flown in from afar for the occasion. By the week's climax, Willow commits to a vow that carries an air of foreboding, misrecoiled it be a pledge of eternal love laced with poison, or a solemn oath to reclaim her independence. Adding an invented twist, perhaps a mysterious envelope arrives at the altar, containing evidence of Drew's additional deceptions, like forged documents from his Quartermain business dealings, tipping Willow's hand toward dramatic upheaval. Shifting gears to the fallout rippling through other Port Charles circles, Nina Reeves finds herself on the receiving end of unexpected apologies from Portia Robinson and Curtis Ashford, who acknowledge their role in detonating her closely guarded secret about the Drew entanglement. In a heartfelt scene set in the cozy confines of Portia's office at General Hospital, where medical charts mingle with personal confessions, the duo explains their tough choice was driven by a greater good, perhaps to protect vulnerable patients or unravel a larger conspiracy tied to hospital funding scandals. Nina, with her signature blend of resilience and flair, might accept their remorse while nursing her own wounds, reflecting on how this exposure has appended her life like a sudden blackout during a Crimson magazine photo shoot. To invent a new element, Nina could discover a hidden recording of the affair's revelation, using it as leverage in future power plays, all while grappling with the irony that her silence was meant to shield Willow, not harm her. Meanwhile, the enigmatic Leisel Orich adds her sharp-tongued presence to the wedding spectacle, witnessing her niece's aisle-striding drama from a prime seat in the front row, her keen eyes missing no detail amid the floral arrangements and whispered gossip. But Leisel's day doesn't end with cake and toasts. Jason Morgan, ever the stoic operative with a past shadowed by espionage and loss, corners her post-ceremony in a quiet corner of the reception hall, perhaps near a grand piano playing melancholic tunes. Their conversation dives into the haunting memory of Britt Westburn, with Jason revealing his startling sighting of a woman bearing an uncanny resemblance to Britt at the bustling Port Charles airport, complete with the same distinctive hairstyle and a fleeting glance that stirred long-buried emotions. Leisel's reaction is one of genuine surprise, but spoilers leave us pondering. Is her shock from ignorance of Britt's possible survival, or a calculated facade to protect a 2-year secret hideaway? Inventing depth here, perhaps Leisel has been funding a clandestine safehouse in Europe, smuggling messages via encrypted channels, all to keep Britt safe from old enemies like the Cassadines, making Jason's probe a threat to her carefully constructed web. The intrigue escalates as Jason, undeterred by Leisel's evasiveness, carries his suspicions to Anna Devane later in the week, meeting her in the shadowy ambience of her penthouse overlooking the city lights, where maps of international intrigue cover the walls. Anna, the seasoned spy with a history of unraveling Port Charles mysteries, is left stunned by Jason's account, her mind racing through possibilities like a high-speed chase through the streets. This revelation could spark a joint investigation, blending Jason's street smarts with Anna's WSB connections, potentially uncovering clues such as a forged passport or a cryptic postcard from Britt herself. To add an invented element, Jason might produce a blurry photo from his phone snapped discreetly at the airport, showing the lookalike boarding a flight to an exotic locale, fueling theories of resurrection plots straight out of soap opera lore. On the home front, Elizabeth Weber opens her doors to a mysterious new house guest, transforming her quaint home into a haven of unexpected alliances amid the week's chaos. Who might this be? Speculation points to Willow herself, potentially homeless and heartbroken if she abandons Drew at the altar, seeking refuge with Elizabeth's compassionate nursing spirit in a spare room filled with family photos and herbal teas. Alternatively, it could tie into Rick Lansing's latest client, a shadowy figure from Rick's legal past, perhaps a reformed con artist with ties to the mob. Needing a low-profile spot to lay low while Rick builds a defense case involving embezzlement at ELQ. Inventing a fresh detail, the house guest might bring along a suitcase of incriminating documents, drawing Elizabeth into a web of danger that tests her loyalties and revives memories of her own turbulent history with Lucky Spencer. Youthful schemes inject fresh energy as Emma Scorpio Drake and Gio Palmieri hatch a bold plan that threatens to jeopardize Jocelyn Jack's professional endeavors. Unfolding in the vibrant halls of Port Charles University or a trendy cafe buzzing with student chatter. Their scheme, laced with teenage mischief, could involve hacking into systems or spreading rumors that undermine Jocelyn's budding career, maybe in medicine, or journalists putting her hard-earned internship at General Hospital at risk. To invent a new twist, perhaps their plot revolves around a fake social media campaign exposing Vaughn, an enigmatic figure in Jocelyn's orbit, leading to unintended consequences like a viral scandal that draws unwanted attention from the PCPD. Finally, Jocelyn finds herself caught off guard by her mother Carly Spencer's pointed concerns about Vaughn, shared during an intimate mother-daughter lunch at the Metro Court, where plates of gourmet salad sit untouched amid the tension. Carly, with her protective instincts sharpened by years of navigating Corinthos' family perils, voices worries that Vaughn's charming exterior hides ulterior motives, perhaps links to underground dealings or a hidden agenda targeting the Spencers. Jocelyn's surprise stems from this maternal intuition clashing with her own budding trust, setting the stage for revelations that could ripple through their lives. Adding an invented element, Carly might present Jocelyn with a dossier of Vaughn's suspicious travel records, unearthed through her network of informants, prompting Jocelyn to question alliances and uncover buried truths as the week wraps up. Next, we will explore the electrifying returns shaking up Port Charles, with Leisel Orich reclaiming her spot in the spotlight and her daughter Britt Westburn defying death itself for a comeback that's got fans buzzing with excitement. In the ever-twisting saga of Port Charles, where resurrections and reunions are as common as coffee at Kelly's Diner, the double dose of drama from Leisel Orich's homecoming and Britt Westburn's miraculous survival feels like a jackpot for loyal viewers. Picture the scene. Leisel strides back into town with her signature blend of sharp wit and unapologetic flair, perhaps arriving on a sleek private jet funded by shadowy European contacts, ready to stir the pot in ways only she can. This isn't just one formidable force returning. It's a mother-daughter duo amplifying the trouble and the thrill, turning everyday encounters into high-stakes showdowns. Adding an inventive spark, Leisel might kick off her return by crashing a Quartermain family gathering, her piercing gaze locking onto familiar faces as she drops cryptic hints about unfinished business from her villainous heyday. Meanwhile, Britt's revival adds layers of mystery, as whispers circulate through the hospital corridors about her death being an elaborate ruse orchestrated with cutting-edge medical touch, perhaps involving experimental treatments Leisel herself pioneered during her time as a rogue scientist. Together, their presence promises to double the intrigue, with old grudges resurfacing like forgotten files in the PCPD archives, and new alliances forming amid the chaos of Port Charles' elite social circles. Diving into Leisel's storied past, this iconic character has always embodied the perfect storm of villainy and complexity, leaving an indelible mark on the General Hospital landscape like a hurricane sweeping through the harbor. Remember her audacious kidnapping of Robin Scorpio Drake, a plot twisted with layers of deception that involved underground labs and forged identities, all in service to her obsessive ties with the notorious Caesar Faison. Leisel's schemes with Faison were legendary, blending cold calculation with fiery passion, as they orchestrated global chases that entangled heroes like Anna Devane in webs of international intrigue. Then there was her baffling lie about Nathan West's parentage, a fabrication that unraveled family trees and sparked emotional explosions. Perhaps rooted in her own fractured upbringing in a war-torn European village, an invented backstory adding depth to her motives. And who could forget her hilariously tone-deaf karaoke performances at the Nurses' Ball, where her off-key renditions of classic tunes became the stuff of Port Charles legend. Lightning tense moments even as they highlighted her eccentric side. As a mother to Britt, Leisel was far from nurturing, often prioritizing her madcap ambitions over maternal bonds, but in poignant hospital bedside scenes, they forged a tentative reconciliation, sharing secrets over cups of strong German coffee. Though she's evolved from her purely antagonistic roots, Leisel remains a formidable badass, her intellect as sharp as a scalpel, ready to dissect any threat with ruthless efficiency. Shifting to her more recent redeeming qualities, Leisel has shown a surprising capacity for growth, transforming from outright menace to a no-nonsense truth-teller who cuts through Port Charles' endless deceptions like a hot knife through butter. Take her candid conversation with young Rocco Falconeri about his unconventional birth story. She laid it out with unflinching honesty in a quiet park bench moment, surrounded by autumn leaves and the distant hum of city traffic, helping the boy navigate his confusing heritage without sugarcoating the drama. This straightforward approach endeared her to fans, revealing a softer edge honed by years of personal losses. Even more impressively, Leisel was among the first to spot Willow Tate's descent into instability, her keen diagnostic eye picking up on subtle signs of unraveling during a routine checkup at General Hospital, where flickering fluorescent lights cast eerie shadows on the walls. Faster than most, she pieced together Willow's erratic behavior, perhaps noticing forged prescriptions or hushed phone calls, and sounded the alarm, preventing potential disasters. Inventing a new element, Leisel could have secretly consulted ancient medical texts from her family's hidden library to confirm her suspicions, blending old-world knowledge with modern science in a way that underscores her enduring genius. Welcome back indeed, Dr. Orich. Your blend of reformed villainy and unyielding strength is just what Port Charles needs to keep the adrenaline pumping. Now, turning the spotlight to Britt Westburn, her return from the grave injects a fresh wave of soap opera magic into the mix, reminding us why General Hospital excels at blending heartbreak with hope. Britt's controversial history kicked off with the bold theft of Lulu Spencer and Dante Falconeri's embryo, a high-tech heist executed in a sterile fertility clinic under the cover of night, leading to her giving birth to little Rocco, affectionately called Becco, in those early, chaotic months. She raised him with a mix of fierce protectiveness and hidden guilt, navigating midnight feedings and lullabies while dodging prying eyes from the Falconeri clan. Despite this shady start, Britt proved her loyalty as a steadfast friend to Brad Cooper, supporting him through adoption scandals and personal crises with late-night pep talks in dimly lit bars. Their bond forged in the fires of shared secrets. Her genuine romance with Jason Morgan added romantic depth, as the two unlikely souls found solace in each other, Jason's brooding intensity complementing Britt's sarcastic charm during stolen moments on moonlit docks. Even though Jason's own checkered past as a mob enforcer made them an imperfect pair, their connection elevated them both, turning isolated loners into a dynamic duo until tragedy struck. To invent an extra layer, perhaps Britt left behind a hidden diary detailing her fears of Faison's lingering threats, which Jason discovers post-resurrection, fueling his determination to reunite. The twist of Britt's apparent survival flips the script on her tragic death, transforming what seemed like a final farewell into a tantalizing mystery that has Jason Morgan on high alert. Reports suggest Jason sensed her presence made through a familiar scent wafting through the airport crowds or a glimpse of her signature leather jacket in a bustling terminal, sparking theories of how she pulled off such a feat. Given Leisel's track record of scientific miracles, from gene therapies to covert experiments in hidden labs, it's plausible she engineered Britt's escape from mortality, perhaps using a prototype serum derived from rare Amazonian plants smuggled into Port Charles. This wouldn't be the first resurrection in town. Port Charles has seen the likes of Helena Casadini and Stavros claw their way back from the beyond, often with dramatic reveals at opulent galas or foggy graveyards. Inventing a fresh detail, Britt might have spent her dead years in a secluded Swiss chalet, undergoing reconstructive surgeries and plotting her comeback, all while monitoring Port Charles news via encrypted satellite feeds. Her return aligns perfectly with soap traditions, where death is merely a plot device for epic comebacks, keeping audiences hooked. With Leisel and Britt both reclaiming their places in the Port Charles tapestry, the stage is set for explosive storylines that blend familial reconciliation with brewing conflicts. ensuring viewers remain glued to their screens. Imagine the mother-daughter duo teaming up for a covert operation against a common foe, their combined intellects unraveling mysteries that have plagued the town for years. This triple celebration Lee's return, Brit's revival, and the sheer entertainment value has us all on the edge of our seats, eagerly awaiting the fireworks. As General Hospital continues to weave its web of intrigue, these comebacks promise to deliver the drama, depth, and delights that make the show a timeless favorite.